Sorry about that. That was T-Mobile who just cut me off. Not exactly sure why they felt that I needed to be cut off, but they did. Still talking about this poster here, the stalker, Gabriel, and of course all of the women in the community who represents her. So it's not her by herself, it's all the women. And keep in mind that Gabriel, the stalker, is also the Queen of Wales through the community. And she's come out in so many different forms. I mean, this morning it was a shock. This 4 foot tall woman standing in front of me, just pissed off. And she crossed, they woke me up at 4 in the morning. I started talking to God, kind of confused about what was going on. And and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she cuts me off and she's standing in front of the tent, pissed off. And I walk out of the tent, I tell her to go, leave, go to the police department, go to Portland Rescue, go to Union Gospel, go to City Team Ministries. Absolutely none of that worked. Finally, I called her out. I spoke to the spirit behind her, which I felt was Beelzebub. And so I spoke to Satan and I said, you need to leave, you need to go. And he finally did leave and go. She was making these weird satanic noises as if she was demon possessed, and I knew she was doing it on purpose. And I told her, drop the act, stop pretending. I told her, go home. She says, I don't have a home. She's like, I'm like, woman. She's like, how do you know I'm a woman? And so it became an altercation. Finally, she had a blue set of pants. She dropped the set of pants in front of the tent and she left. I asked several people to call, to make a call, to call the police, to file a report. The police department did not. Well, actually, somebody did come along and they allowed me to use their telephone. I spoke to an Asian officer who was supposed to send a police, but he never showed up from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. This began at 5. So from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., I waited, I folded all my stuff, and was not able to get the police to come out and file a report against what happened with her and this woman, strange woman, never known her before in my life. She did look familiar, like different people that I would have recognized in the community, in the church community, in the Jewish community. But, so for whatever purpose or reason, she came out. Now, before that, as I was packing my things, I came to Discovery. And what I discovered was kind of heartbreaking because, nobody wants to make that kind of discovery when, you're dealing with all of this stuff. And I was recuperating when I was under the Motor Center Bridge because I had to go to OHSU this past weekend. But I'll get into that later. So anyway, what I discovered is that I had purchased some milk to have some breakfast for Saturday and Sunday, and she went into the tent, and I'm gonna show you real quickly here because before the bus shows up, she went into the tent and she did this, which I thought was kind of a cheap shot, but this is you can see how this is warped here, the back of it. It was soaked in milk. See, this is what she did here. So let's see here. See if some of this milk will come out. There it is. That's what she poked a hole in the milk thing, and she poked a milk in the milk thing so that I wouldn't have breakfast, so everything got wet, which I thought was kind of a cheap shot. But somebody having a key to everything, your storage, your bag box, your tent, it kind of gets stupid after a while. But she did it anyway, which kind of pissed me off. She also opened up like sugar packets and salt packets, spill it, little things, to put a hole inside of my jacket, my black jacket, over and over and over again. That was one of the bigger things. She took this, This is one of those bottles that I put soap and water and pine in there, and I use it to clean out my urinal bottle. She pours it out, so then when it's time for me to clean the urinal, I can't. She's messing up the gloves here. There's a reason why I'm showing you all of this. This is kind of stupid, but you know, little things like this. Remember I told you on when I preached to you the other day, I think it was on Esther chapter 7 verses 1 through 10. I also showed you that Internal Revenue Service sent me they sent me 7 different letters. They just added an eighth letter with the misspelling of my name. So these are the 2 that I used when I was originally preaching the gospel to you guys, and I showed you these 2. Let me show you here. This is number 7. This is number 6. Well, on Saturday when I picked up my mail, this is number 8. So now I've got 3 of these, and they're all the same with my name misspelled on it. Now I've already corrected this with IRS, but they're still doing it. So, you know, it's kind of annoying, and it's like, okay, well, what are you doing here, IRS? This doesn't make any sense. Why are you sending me mail with somebody else's name on it? Why is it that it's not my name and somebody else's name? And why is it being done on purpose? In any case, here's the icing on top of it all. I'm going to show you this police report here. This is from an officer. As I'm talking to you, I have to put everything back into the bag. An Officer Trammell from the OHSU emergency room. Right here, Officer Trammell. For some strange reason, she reminds me of our Lord. I only saw her eyes. I didn't see her face. Strangely, this is incident number 21-18393, Officer Trammell. In any case, I went up for a COVID test because I was coughing and sneezing. I had gone to City Team Ministries and caught a bug and sore throat, aching, runny nose, you know, the usual shebang that comes with the flu, so flu-like symptoms. And since I wasn't sure, so I went up on Friday I got there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave until Saturday, 2 a.m. Out of the emergency room. So all the time I was there, I gave them a swab of my nose, and I gave them a urine copy of like a sample of urine. I also gave them some blood because I had to meet with Dr. Fox. And what was really kind of bizarre and painful was that I fell asleep because I'm a narcoleptic in the emergency room. There were probably about 8 people there from 7:10 in the morning to 8:10 in the morning, and Gabriel was used. I'm not sure if it was the police department, the Haitian community, the American government, or Grace community, or the Klan, but they gave her permission to come out. I fell asleep. I woke up and went to use the restroom. When I got to the restroom, my genital was left erected and clean. And I'm thinking, this isn't right. Something's not right here. And of course, there was nothing on there. I was just clean, like I had just taken a shower. And I thought, this is really bizarre. Why am I inflated and why am I clean? I went back and I spoke to the security and I said, hey, somebody molested me here. I explained to them what happened. And she says, well, let me review the videos and see whether or not I find anything. And she comes back to me about 15 minutes later and says, well, I'm sorry, I didn't find nothing, you know? And I'm going, you got to be lying to me. You got to be lying to me. She says, no, I didn't find anything from the time you walked in to the time we're talking now. I was kind of ticked off at the fact that she lied and she protected the people. That she protected what occurred in front of all these people in the emergency room. Later on, the emergency room staff came out against me as a Klan, and I had to respond to them as a Christian. It was pretty bad. It got to the point where I had to make this poster here using this because they wouldn't stop going after me. This is they called what she did slavery. They used the word twice. I took offense, so I ended up making this poster here. Salvation versus slavery, and then that's the Klan holding up the world, and I had some things written on there. Out of the map came New York, California, and Oregon. Those are and of course the names of the people that goes with it. New York, it was the Franklins. California, it's the MacArthurs. In Portland, Oregon, is myself. And then on the other side of that, they wouldn't stop. It continued. So I turned the paper over and I just said, Jesus is Lord, please repent, believe. I'm not sure if there were Christians in the room, but nobody else in the room came out against me. It was just the staff behind the desk. And I can't figure out why or who was behind them. I'm suspecting that it's the police department who was behind them and nobody else. As a result of the sexual contact that was made with my body, I got syphilis. I believe it's syphilis. Lesions began to come out on my genital, so much so that it began to hurt, and I had to apply clotrimazole to the area. I have a tube of clotrimazole, which I think Gabriel pierced it, broke it, and on the side, the same way you saw it with the milk, they did it again. Actually, they did it with the clotrimazole first. I didn't respond and I didn't say anything. And then they did it again with the milk carton. So I had to take it to the police department earlier this morning. And when I got to the police department, the police was tied up, so they couldn't take a report. So I gave it to the front desk people that were there, 2 women. I don't think they are going to write a police report. I don't even think there's a recording of what I had said. But I ended up staying there all weekend long, and I'll tell you the truth, it was no picnic. And here's the bus coming right now. So I'm going to put an end to this report, and I think that's about it. They gave me a flu shot. This is and then they covered it with this. They gave me a flu shot. They didn't give me a booster shot, like an extra shot for COVID-19. They didn't give me the post. They just gave me a flu shot. So anyway, I will talk to you later. Keep me in your prayers. God bless.